show you guys what you can do with this. If you're a permanent makeup artist, if you're an esthetician, if you just want to start your own little beauty side business, right? And you don't have like all these credentials or licensures, this is a great new thing that's coming to the market. I mean, it's been around for a while, but I feel like it's still kind of getting its legs. It's not oversaturated. So Eric, tell us about you, and then we'll dive into our fun conversation.
Well, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. I've done a lot of that communication, talked to a lot of people, and what I've found out about what you're doing in this industry, like, I appreciate it, right? I'm newer to the industry in a whole self, but thank you for allowing me to be a part of this today. So my name's Eric. I spent 10 years in the Army as a flight medic, got out, became a surgical PA. Started to do some marketing, kind of wellness stuff, worked on kind of quite a few different adventures. And then I found myself with America Cryo. And the reason I found myself with America Cryo is because I had this kind of small story that started to grow for me, started to learn about a bunch of different stuff. My wife got pregnant. She's like, I want to do body sculpting. And I was like, okay, like, what is that really? Right? Kind of looked around, found some stuff, and then I found America Cryo, and then I was like, do I buy a machine? What do I do with this, right? Do I spend money for somebody else to do the services after she has her baby? Like, what do I do? And I said, might as well start a small business. Had the opportunity to work with America Cryo, utilize this device, and here we are today talking to Dr. Dawnhunter about everything. So that's kind of the quick version.
What's the timeline on when you first got the device to now?
I think I physically got the device. Man, it's probably a year ago now. That's when I physically picked up the device. I actually started my business. September 10th. September 10th of last year. I actually started.
Had it for a lot longer for some reason. So this is good.
Not this location here. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I've been open for 9.5 months. We've done about $350,000 in sales in a small 10 by 11 foot room with one 19-year-old employee. I mean, the story can't be any better than that.
No kidding. And so that's one of the spaces. So you said you have 3 of those now, right?
Correct. Yes.
And you started with the one. And
correct.
What period of time did you have to then go to like a larger space or so basically a second bed, right? With a second device. So you have 3 devices. Is that right?
So correct. Absolutely. Okay. The truth of the matter is I probably should have gone and gotten a second room and a second device a lot sooner than when I did. I started the first 30 days working multiple companies, multiple businesses, around a few things, do a few things on the side, you know? And then this started, and I spent the first 30 days by myself, like doing this plus all the other things. And I'm like, can't do this anymore. Like it was overtaking my life because I was so busy. And I was like, this is kind of crazy, you know? And within the first 30 days, after going through that, I said, I got to hire somebody. Hired a young lady. This started, and honestly, 2 rooms probably started within a couple months. Second device. Now there's an esthetician, a second room doing full services, plus the third. I mean, it's just snowballed, and I can't slow it down, which is the crazy part. Not that I want to, but like I need to get my feet under me. I'm like, we're just going. It's been awesome.
That's awesome. I love that. That's incredible. So when you first got started, now I know you were also working with a marketing company, right? Originally, Patient Engine and maybe something to get the leads in the door. So tell me about that journey on how did you get so much volume so quickly? And, you know, was it just doing the marketing and you just turn it and then everybody just started calling? Like, was there other things that you put in place?
Yeah. So, with me being so busy, like I think a lot of people are, it was easier for me to kind of have somebody do it for me. You know, Patient Engine, it's, you know, they're not the least expensive options out there, but in my professional opinion, what I saw and how the progress happened with hundreds of clients that Patient Engine had, and I was the business growth manager for them. So I got the opportunity to see instruments, see machines, understand the different values and where and what. It made sense to me. I didn't have time to call the leads. And I said, hey, I trust this company. I'm working with it. saw the results, and I was like, this makes sense. So they did everything for me. They called everything. Called all the leads. They booked the appointments, an introductory offer, and then our job was to sell. So that all kind of came to things. And then as I started to grow, started putting out more of the marketing, referrals, social media posting, which is a powerful tool. And it's just snowballed. But I will tell you that Patient Engine, ground zero for me, was what gave me everything. It drove everything. Less work for me. I mean, that's nice, right?
It gave you liftoff.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
that's good. And some people can do that. They can afford to put that, because that's probably an outlay of what, $3,000 a month. That's not including ad spend, right? Or is that including ad spend?
Absolutely.
So you're looking at about maybe 4,000, 5,000 a month in general. But if that works for you, that's fine. People that don't have that budget, or are not sure, because some people that get this might be like, well, if I pay that, what if I don't get anybody? They just don't know yet. They haven't
always seen. I even said that, and I knew it worked, and I was still scared. I was like, what if it doesn't work? Right?
Like, I don't know.
Everybody, if you're not feeling that, you're probably a little crazier than we would suspect.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Always feel that.
Yeah. And so, but it worked for you. And, even if you don't do something that out of the gate to start with, you can always just at least do Facebook ads, get maybe a lower cost media buyer to just get things and do events. Like my daughter, I said, I'm sending you out to do events because I want you to get your feet wet. You're young, and I want you to know how to talk to people. So I'm actually sending her to an event to do this so she can start getting her wheels. She's only 19, right? So there's lots of ways people could get started that maybe don't want to jump into full, but if you do, then just go that way, right? So it kind of depends.
For sure.
So that's fantastic. So let's talk about this device now. In the market today, there's a lot of things that, there it is. I got my black one over there. I love it. And I got to tell you, Eric, I've been watching this for probably over a year, because I'm one of those people, if I put my name on something, it's got to be ethical, right? Like, because I get people in the beauty industry all the time that say, Dawn, what do you think about this? And I'm like, no. That thing is just like, that is so, BS, right? Some things are just, in the beauty industry is flush with all kinds of knock stuff that doesn't really do anything, but they're always selling it. So you always I want to protect my crew, my estos, and be kind of a lead. And it took me a while. And then I saw the research on it, and I was like, wow, this is great. Especially being a former chiropractor, I'm even more, like looking at the physiology side. What is it really doing? So my background. So I was really excited about it. And then when I saw about what it does with the equine community, and then the success stories that you guys have been having, I'm like, this is fantastic. So I got my device, right? So I'm really excited.
You did.
We're going. So tell me more. You've been doing this longer. Tell me more about the device itself, and how do you think it plays different to things you've seen on the market that could confuse a consumer, for instance?
You know what? I think this is a really important conversation, right? Because there's a lot out there. It's a lot of options. There's good stuff. There's bad stuff. And I will tell you, there are machines that probably do as good of a job in respects to this, this machine specifically for results. Now, there's a few other things that kind of came in the caveat for me. It's price. It's how long the treatments are, the labor that's involved, right? The investment. I mean, there's all sorts of things that come into play rather than just results, because as a business owner, not doing this or wanting a low overhead, high revenue, type of idea, I needed to figure it out. And I've had the opportunity to train and utilize lots of probably some of the major industry machines or devices, probably 10 out of the top 12.
You're a PA. So people, in case you guys didn't hear that, Eric is a PA. So he was working in the medical aesthetics arena, right? You were working with surgeons and plastic surgeons. So
absolutely. And then with Patient Engine, I actually got my hands on all these machines and physically utilized them. Got to talk to a lot of clients who've gone through the goods, the bads. I learned from the errors or the mistakes and the experiences from those other people. Hence why coming to you for your courses and all that, like, they don't have to go through the mistakes and the errors that they have with other courses or trainings, right? You've done it. You've experienced it. You've made the mistakes and paid for it so that other people don't have to, right? Same thing happened for me. So I experienced all these. The biggest factor is cryo is probably one of the top growing and trending industry niche specific items, right? These services, these products that's in this wellness brand, right? Wellness is one of the greatest top selling niches that's out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's work from home, it's money, finance, it's sex, and it's wellness, right?
Yep.
And some of them somehow come into each other, right? So there's all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so cryo made sense to me. I saw that. I saw where the results, I saw where it came. Now, there's a lot of cryo machines out there. So why this one? Why did I, after my experience with all these, choose this one? Well, cost of the machine was a big part. I was like, well, okay. And let's be honest, cheap isn't always the answer. And typically, it's usually probably not the answer, right? Exactly. There is less expensive and there's cheap. Cheap's never good.
No.
So really kind of got involved with this. And honestly, this device versus others are 30, 40, 60, 80, 100, $300,000 for these cryo machines.
Yeah.
We're getting similar results. Okay. I'll stick with this. This is fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then there's the aspect of labor and time. Most of these cryo machines, if they are handheld devices and some are static, these treatments are 45 minutes to an hour long.
That reminds me of the VeloShape back in the day when we had VeloShape and we used the thermal.
It's still out there.
40 minutes of labor. Yeah, absolutely. And an esthetician had to do it. So now you're paying labor costs, right? Yeah.
1.5 minutes to 3.5 minute spray. And people, I have clients that are like, how is this worth it? Right? Tell the truth. Most people charge $250 to $350 per spray.
Yeah.
3.5 minute spray, $300.
That's lawyer wages. That's top practitioner, whatever wages. Yeah, absolutely. And
that's for body sculpting, right?
That's for body sculpting.
The longest treatment.
Yeah. And that's the longest treatment. Like you said, I was floored. That took me a while to get my head over to, because we think, a lot of people think time for money, right? Well, the truth is you don't need time for money. What you need is to work smarter with less time and you make more money. And to understand that that's a real, like in the beauty industry, people think they have to do so much and give so much. The truth is the client just wants results. The client doesn't want to, unless you're getting a massage where you're there to relax for an hour. But if you just do an injection that, look at Botox, boom, 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 you're out the door, $500. Right. Why is this any different? Right. So I agree that it's now let's talk a little bit about why it's such a short treatment. So talk about the physiology of that so they get it.
Absolutely. So one of the biggest factors is this during the spray process. I'm going to turn it on real quick. Don't want to startle anybody through here, but I'm going to turn it on. If this is for a facial treatment, right? It's very, very simple. It's a small spray. Now, when we're talking about body and we're talking about spraying individuals, it's going to be a little bit more. It comes out at negative 110 degrees.
Woo!
Pretty cold. Now, why can we go at that temperature? Because it's not physically touching the body, right? When you have a machine that sits stationary or is physically touching a body, you can thermodynamically burn somebody. It's like a burn with heat, but with cold, and it happens. Well, these ones comes out at 100 degrees.
There you go.
Like, it's amazing, and it gets cold, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, because of it not touching the skin, we can get it to a colder temperature. That cold temperatures will actually freeze the fat. Cells crystallize the exterior, put them on a shake plate, get them exercising, it breaks up. They release the lipids. Those fat cells they can't repair themselves. They're damaged walls. They're gone. This is permanent fat reduction.
I know. That's what blows my mind. That's what blows my mind, right? Because people think in their mind, they think, oh, this is just a treatment. I'm coming in for a treatment. Kind of like when we do the VeloShape, it's like you still have to keep coming in for thermal treatment. When you do, even when you do like IPL laser, right? You get a little bit, but then you have to keep. So people's minds are not permanent. They're not thinking permanent. They can't believe this could be permanent, right? But the truth is, when you understand the physiology, when you destroy a cell, and I hate to say it so mean, our poor fat cells, but when you destroy it, right, in the area that you don't want anymore, It's gone forever. You don't manufacture more fat cells.
That's
You
right.
are born with what you got, right? Your
Oh,
genetics,
yeah.
whatever. And then if you happen to have an obesity issue, then, when you're younger, you make more. So, but there's a certain point in your life where that's it. What you have is what you have. And what people don't understand is when you get larger, it's because there's more filling that one fat cell. It's not
Right.
that you've made more fat cells, right? So when
Right.
you understand that, this makes awesome sense, because if
Oh, yeah.
you basically crystallize and then the body metabolizes the dead cell, and I tell people you spray and you pee it out, or you metabolize it out, right? Or the lymph
It's
gland,
true.
recycles what it wants. The body's very efficient, right? It's going to keep what it wants. It's going to take bits and pieces, and then it's going to get rid of the rest. So it's unbelievable. It's almost like the most wildest thing I've ever heard, because you're able to do something non-invasive, non-surgical, way less expensive. And you can do it in what I call a layering cake thing. So you can customize it if you don't want, and you can sculpt it. Like you said, I love etched. You can choose where you can mold it almost like an artist piece, like a clay. Like I had a girl the other day who was asking me, I said, she wanted to do her buttocks. And I said, look, we're not going to get rid of the fun part of your butt. Okay. We want that.
That's right.
Right. So we
That's
can
right.
etch, we can sculpt where we want to remove. So that makes it look, so it's really artistic. And that's something I love about being an artist, is that you really can mold the body in a way that you can't do with cool sculpting, or you can't do with those big devices, right? You can't do any of that with those devices.
Right. And and 45 minutes to an hour, right? And then there's possibly some downtime or edema and bruising. Talk about vacuum on some machines that can cause paradoxical adipose hyperplasia. Like there's these things that you just don't need to take a chance with, right? Talk about safety. Talk about something with no downtime. Contraindications for this. It's diabetes 1, right? Cold sensitivities, Raynaud's disease, active cancer. Like that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much anybody would stay away from in general in respects to things, right?
Of course.
It's simple. And you talked about like the next step for things and molding and sculpting. Like your estheticians are doing facials, right? They're new and trending things. What's so serious about trending stuff, right? Well, first and foremost, the trending factors is that if you aren't doing it, somebody else will.
Right.
Your clients are looking for the next best thing. They're looking for that next advantage and time away from their life. They want things to be simple and easy. They're looking for it, right? Exactly. And then there's an efficiency that new machines and trending factors give you time back, make more money. It's usually better process, usually better products. Like if you're not doing it, somebody else is going to give that solution to your client, right?
That's right.
Cryofacials, tightening and toning. Talk about snow globes, right? Your little water globes. This is like a water globe on steroids.
I was going to say on steroids.
It's amazing. And Frotox solutions instead of Botox, non-invasive solutions that helps with migraines, hair restoration, alopecia, eczema, psoriasis, acne treatments with this guy.
It's amazing.
Like, modalities galore, pain and recovery from, analgesics, which is the pain reduction, reduction in inflammation, skin tightening, like the modalities for one unit. All the things that you can offer other solutions and money into your business by offering those problem-solving aspects to individuals.
That's right.
There's so many with this device. It's
absolutely. I love that. And it's and the thing about it too, it's ease of use. Like you said, you can hire someone, I can hire my 19-year-old when she's certified and trained, of course, and have her set up at, a good rate per hour. She's happy doing something simple. It's not a complicated procedure. It's not something they have to go through and have, all these protocols and they got to plan and map. Like if you're going to do, let's say, a custom IPL laser with chemical peels and all this, you really have to have, an esthetician degree, first of all, or medical or PA. So, it's really easy. And I think, the other thing is the clients want it. The consumers want this. They want the instant results, and they don't want to have invasive procedures when they don't need to. And the other thing with the lipo, when you compare going in for lipo surgery, let's say, now I get it if you're doing a BBL and you're really moving one fat to another area, of course, that's different. But even with that, a lot of people just have those little bits and pieces that they just want to get rid of. They want to keep their shape, but they want to do these little things. And, if you can do this with something that you can try out, even if you're nervous, you could try it. There's no foul with this. It's not like you do Botox, you try it out, and then your brow drops for 3 months and you can't open your eye. I mean, or a filler risk where you've got this or other things, And I just think it's an amazing product. And I love that it crosses over into pain management. And here's an example. I had a guy come in and he's got, a lot of autoimmune disorders, and he's got ankylosing spondylosis as well. So his finger right here is so swollen, it's just like this big nut. I said, well, let me try it out. This is a new device for me. I'm going to give it a shot. I did a 90-second spray on him, right? It went down. He calls me later, goes, Dawn, I can bend my finger. I haven't been able to bend my finger for 6 months. I was like, holy cow, this is good.
Wait, what?
Right? It's like, wow. So let's talk about what are your common packages? Let's say I'm an ST and I'm like, ooh, I'm looking at this, or I'm kind of excited about this. What do packages look like? What's your best sellers and things like that?
Absolutely. Few different dynamics, right? As an ST, the best part about being an ST in just about every single state is the fact, first and foremost, that you can do the body sculpting. You can do the pain management and recovery. You can do the cryofacials and all that, where in some states, you're only limited to a couple of those. You can't do the facial stuff, right? So as an esthetician in just about every state, the biggest thing is obviously cryos, right? What a lot of people do is they'll add a 5-minute maybe facial that includes a cone spray, a gold spray, and then a lymphatic drainage with this. Maybe 5 minutes for 60, 30, 40, 50, $60 as an add-on.
Add-on. Okay, got it.
Add-on. Why can't you make this as part of a regular facial? You can make it as part of a facial for $130, right? Yep. You can add this as that next step, an add-on to a major one that involves, some of the nano needling or acne support, because it kills the bacteria.
That's right.
So it ranges anywhere from $50, $30 add-on, something simple, to, a $230, $250 facial where that includes this, or a basic facial that has this already in it, right? That's right. Value proposition, right? If we have a normal basic fluff facial that's, let's say, $80, right? Something simple. You can sell it for $110 as a basic facial because it has that next best thing in there, and they think they are getting more. But guess what? You're making more revenue.
That's right.
Right.
You are, per client. Absolutely. And I talk about that all the time in my Profit Academy coaching. Get more revenue per patient, but make sure, because, STs want to deliver value. They're not in, this gives value though. You're not just adding some gimmick, you're adding something that's actually having a result with your clients. So don't forget that. This is not about, let me just add to make more money. You're actually giving them results that they want. So.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things too, that I think a lot of individuals, whether they're an ST, a business owner that's an ST, or massage therapist, you name it. The problem a lot of people forget is, what's the next step, right? It's not just come in here, get a facial, right? When you utilize cryo, especially cryo, it's not like getting a basic facial with some serums, wash and stuff. It's the next step for skin tightening and the tightening and toning. So it makes it easier for you to book multiple sessions right off the bat. We need you to come in once a week for this facial, for this, every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever the protocols may be. I have people that come in 2 or 3 times a week for this on the first 2 to 3 weeks, so that they really start to get the benefits, and it's on a repetitive sense for them. So they buy a package right up front. Now, body sculpting packages, they range anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000.
Oh, okay. So so break that down. So with the ones that are coming on 3 times a week for the package to get, I would say the kickstart, right? Is that the Frotox where they're doing the skin? the facial.
Yep,
So
yep. It's a skin tightening facial. Yep.
So they're doing that. Now talk about, and then clearly it's an easy cross sell. Everybody that comes on tail, I don't know one person I would talk to, even high competitive bodybuilders that don't have a pocket of fat somewhere that they are trying to get rid of, right? The high level, they got this one area, it's genetic, right? I got this thing, you can cross sell that all day long, right? So that's an easy sell for the body part. But tell me about your packages on the body part. Is it by area, by time, and then what are your best selling packages?
Sure. Well, that's probably one of the hardest questions to answer. And the reason I say that is because it's up to you. Like, my packages are dynamic, right? Not that one person I'm going to charge more for any reason, but if I have somebody that's going to come in and want to work on their core and work on the bra fat line around the back, or they want to work on their arms, I'm going to give them a better deal, right? I normally, for 6 cryo sessions alone, I charge $1,500.
Okay.
And my cryo sessions are 3.5 minutes with the unit, 10 minutes on a shake plate, and they're done. Right.
Yeah.
So there's the dynamic of it's quick and easy, but they're coming back once a week to see me. And so there's 6 sessions, $1,500. If you buy arms, guess what? I don't have to upsell you for another 6 for your arms at $1,500. I can give it to you for $500 for the other area.
Yeah.
You know that you just got a great deal, feeling that you saved $1,000. But guess what? I just made an extra $500 in revenue.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
In a couple of minutes. Like, you just paid me $2,000, which $15 for this, added the arms. Guess what? I'm already there. You're already sitting in front of me. We're already spraying. And guess how much a spray costs? One body treatment for the core for this is only about $350. Like, it's a couple bucks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's no hard cost use other than your CO2 canister and maybe some maintenance on the machine once you get it. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous on the cost per use.
It is.
Like, so let me ask you this. So when you do the 15, this is the way you do it. You just give them whatever areas they want, like 3 areas that they can do for that 15. So every time they come in, you're spraying 1, 2, 3, or is that per area?
$1,500 for 6 sessions is one area.
One area. That's what I thought. Okay, I wanted to clarify that.
One area. You want to do the core 6 sessions? It's $1,500. If you'd like to add on like the neck or the bra fat or the legs, it may charge you an extra $1,500 for that. Or I usually give a deal and say extra $500.
Extra $500. Right? That's just added into your next session, and then you add it.
8-pack. Yep, my 8-pack starts at $1,800. My 10-pack starts at $2,000.
Okay, good. All right, those are
our
fantastic.
Average sell. Yeah, our average package is about $1,800 per sell.
Oh, nice. Hold on one second, Eric. Hold on one sec. I just realized. Give me a sec. This is live on YouTube, guys. This is how it goes. I just wanted to plug in
That's right.
my power source. I got so excited today. I'm looking out. My machine's gonna go. Okay.
Shut them down.
Yeah, this is live, baby. This is live. This is how we roll. Well, this has been fantastic. So again, Estes, PMU artists can do this. I mean, like you said, certain states you want to check, can you do facial procedures without having a, esthetician license? So all you really need to do is you get the machine, and we'll put links below. You get the machine, and then you go through training. So the way it works is you go through the training, you have to get certified through the company. So there's a test that you do, right? We obviously don't want you going willy-nilly. And then really just getting your business side down, right? Or add how you add it to, and certainly we can have more conversations with Eric about that once you get a machine. This is not going to be our first time with Eric on our channel. And
no way.
So I think it's thanks for that. Like, that's a nice overview. Give us an idea about this machine and this particular services that they're doing, and also, how you can market it as well. So it's been fantastic, and I'm excited for your success.
Absolutely. And anybody that's on here, I was gonna say, just go ahead and put in the chat, put DM me so that she can reach out to you and really kind of put a little more time into conversating with you about what this is if you have extra questions. And she can hook you up with her link. That's going to help take care of you guys as well for these. And hopefully we're going to come up with something really special here for everybody. I got some ideas that maybe we'll talk about after here, but I appreciate this so much by allowing me to be a part of this for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, Eric, and everybody out there. Have a fantastic day. And remember, if you're having any struggles, we're all here to help you. Okay. So you said DM us if you're having struggles in business or you're not sure what to do, you need questions. I mean, there's all kinds of mentorship here available, and we've all been down that road, and you've got great resources. And let me tell you, this company's fantastic. Beautiful, great atmosphere. Everybody's positive. They're very supportive. Lots of education. So you can't go wrong with this company. All right. We'll talk to you later. I'm going to let Eric go. He's busy. He's got to get going. So we'll see you on the